Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mike Armstrong podcast show. And this afternoon, we're joined by Chief Skillz, who is a social, well, not a social media influencer. He's one of those as well, but a cannabis influencer, and also a chief with loads of skills in charge of his own global tribe based out of Michigan in the US of A. How are you doing today, Chief?
Oh man, I'm so blessed to be around you, brother. I've been waiting to talk to you for about a good 2, 3 months now. So I am stoked. Couldn't be in a better day. We got sunlight in both our places. Oh man, so it's a great time. Great time, brother.
That's right. Well, some things are meant to be, let's see. And, we met on Clubhouse and yeah, like I say, we've been dalliancing for a while, trying to make a time. I do that dalliance with a lot of people because I almost invite everybody who comes into my room for a podcast interview. And some of us get there quick, some of us take a bit longer, some of us don't get there at all. It's just one of those things, isn't it?
I love it. I love it, brother.
When you're trying to juggle as many things as I do in a day, some of them get dropped every now and then. So, it's always good to get there in the end. At least we got there.
All the time. All the time. Hey, just say you completed the mission. You know, a lot of missions are incomplete.
Exactly. That's one more tick in the box.
Yes,
so,
sir.
so tell us a little bit about how you become the chief of all the skills, and tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about what that entails you to do in life.
Okay, yeah. So I became Chief Skills officially back in about 2009. It all started off with me. I remember when I had played football and all that good stuff. I was an All-American. I played Canadian football, arena football. Only thing I didn't play was the NFL.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really think I'm don't even want to play football. And then lo and behold, Verizon, the company, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
They decided to get offer me $10,000 than any football team was even offering me to play football. And I'm like, either get your head took off or go work and maybe have a family one day, right? So what ended up happening was so that happened about '08. So in '09, I was like, I just had an itch for football still. So I end up developing my word, which is Chief Skills, Chief of all skills.
Yeah.
They consider me undersized because I'm 5'6", and and when I played football, I played receiver and return specialist, punt returning, which that's a extremely dangerous position. But I got a heart of a gorilla, so I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm ready for all that shit. So um, what I was like, man, I got to figure out a way to bring this back to my community because I'm from a less privileged community. A lot of us don't make it out of there. A lot of us don't make it out alive sometimes when I was in Detroit, on the east side of Detroit. So, I was like, if I can take care of our community through football camps and basketball camps and motivational speaking, then that's skills. Like that's skills. But I've always been a leader. So I was like, how can I make a name? Chief Skills, you know what I'm saying? So
Chief
yeah,
skills.
and
You
that's
got
just
to have
kind of how it
skills.
works.
You got to have skills to pay the bills, haven't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, it's great. It's great for people who learn some skills and then bring it back to the neighborhood and help
Yes, sir.
teach the next generation, because that's the only way we can evolve. It's the only way we can get out of these
Exactly.
situations. We need people to come go outside, learn some skills, bring them back to the neighborhoods.
Yes, yes. And I was a translator. So like I'll go out with my friends, my mom, because up in Detroit, it's like a base like an all black neighborhood we was in my aunt's house. But I was born in Adrian, Michigan, which is only like an hour and a half south, hour and 45 south. But um when I got towards middle school and all that, I started getting really good at sports because of being in Detroit, where I'm playing with advanced people. Sometimes I'm playing with a grown ass man that'll just elbow the shit out of me, and like I better not say nothing because then I'll be considered soft.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, what do I do next? And I just practiced my ass off. And my mom made sure I went to Adrian High School. I came back home and Adrian's more of a white town. It's like 20,000 people compared to Detroit, where that percentage is just in the hood of people. Now that's not the whole town. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
So I learned how to be a leader in here because all eyes were naturally going to be on me. But I'm inside of a white town, so I was like, okay, now what? Like, it was just one of those things where you become um, not really a product of the environment. You know how to lead your environment. So I would go to my friend's house and not put my hands on the table. We would go camping. I would hear them, the way that they would interact with each other because I'm from a single parent home. So I watch a mom and dad interact for the first time. It was a lot of stuff I took in. And I'm happy I was like that because now when I'm speaking with people in lesser privileged neighborhoods, I'm like, well, what happened? And they'll explain to me like, well, this was said. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I remember back when blah, 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 and I can break it down to them. Translation is big for the hood. If they could translate more, they would do more, but they're suppressed by knowledge and also by definition. So they don't, and I feel bad because America got to do a better job. And they know that this shit is called redlining. They've been doing this shit since forever ago, separating the blacks and whites and, you know, all that bullshit. My kids are mixed and I'm actually 10.2 Irish British. So, you know, it takes us to make us, you know?
Well, the thing is, I think the US is still a lot more divided than the UK is, for example. Like, you know, I hear people on Clubhouse all the time saying about how divided the blacks and whites are and Latinos and all the different stuff. And like, you know, it's a shame that that's still the case, still, you know, because it's not like that in the UK at all. And, you know, it's very integrated and we got, you know, lots of different races and stuff. It's not, I wouldn't say, I'm not sure. I don't actually know if the blacks are the big second community or whether it's like Asians or I wouldn't know, to be honest with you. I don't look into the stats.
Because exactly.
There's no issues really. So these figures don't really come up and people don't talk about them, like, you know. But
that's awesome, man.
I wouldn't know if it was black people, if it was Eastern Europeans, whether it would be Asian people. There's quite a lot of races.
I love it, bro.
It's just all races.
That's like awesome.
That. And
that's how it should be, man. Period.
Yeah, you know? And I think I don't understand why it's still like that in the US. I think
that's how they make it.
I'll tell you some of the reason behind it. I think from an outsider is
tell me.
The police are a bit too forceful, and that's what causes the problems.
Is it true in Ireland that they don't carry a gun? Is that true?
No, that's the same in UK and Ireland. They don't carry weapons.
Really?
They carry truncheons. And I think in like airports, you know, in tight security places, they carry weapons, but very rarely do they carry guns. And that.
Oh wow!
And that is, it's a two-way thing, I think. But because more criminals have got guns in America, then the police have to have the guns. I think that's their argument. To me, they shouldn't. I know all Americans plead the right to bear arms and whatever.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the thing that's messed up about it is. Like with the thing about, you know, with them doing it the way that they do it is that now it's just like, what are we doing? Like, what are we, like, my kids are coming up. My kids don't know shit about, all my kids are mixed. My kids, I got 4 kids, they mixed. All of them. And the cultural, there's no cultural difference because like they understand that we don't even speak that. Like, so when somebody says something to them that's kind of like racist or something like, they wouldn't know how to respond, my kids. And now that's just one out of like a whole bunch.
And it is getting better. It gets better every generation. It's just in America, it takes longer because you had the segregation for longer, you know, and it was only in the 60s that it got taken away. So there's still people.
Yeah, my grandmother was a part of that. They spit on my grandmother and all kinds of shit. Like, that's so sad that they were spitting on that woman. She was only like 14 and 15 and like, you know, she getting spit on. And this the thing about it. Is like, see, that type of shit that they don't tell you about the United States black and brown people, like with the cops. I get pulled over probably about 50 times a year, bro.
Yeah.
Just because 50 times, at least 50 times a year. And it's just like, I know that's not normal, but it's so damn abnormal that fuck speaking on it. Like, unless I talk to somebody that's serious like yourself. Other than that, I don't even bring it up because that's the norm. You know what I mean? It's just like,
and because you're a positive person, what you do is, this is a good thing. Negative people will concentrate on the negativity and produce more negativity. Whereas if you actually just ignore it and concentrate on the positivity, that's the best way of it doesn't exist. Like if it gets pulled over, it's just like, well, great, nice to see you, move on. Yeah. So many people allow that to then eat away at them that they then get into a bitter fight with the society and the world or whatever. And then it becomes a self-perpetuating problem. This is what I've tried to explain this to other people before, is that whatever it is. You can't change what it is. All you can do is change how you react to the situation.
That's the key. That's the key.
That's the key.
The reaction is key.
Yeah.
Because now you got to realize with this going on, like even when you go back to like the Watts riots, you know what I'm saying? The Watts in LA. But why would you take police officers from down racist ass down south, the KKK police officers group, and take them to LA?
Yeah.
You knew damn well it was gonna be bad. Like that didn't make sense. But you know, America built off of white supremacy as far as you know, the amendments, not the amendments, excuse me, yeah, the amendments and all that, like the government, like look at the way they run the government, like all that's already, it was all based off white supremacy. Like we all know that, but America's still like, oh, no, it's not. It's like, come on now, it's been hundreds of years later. You know damn well who made it.
Yeah, I think
And then the trauma.
This is what I always say. I always say, try and keep out of the fight from a clash point of view, and actually just infiltrate, just get into the into the system. That's the only way you can do. The only way you can break the system is from inside, not from outside, because the system's too it's too big, it's too strong a force. You know what I mean? Because the way I see the police in America, it's more like an army than a police.
I promise. Oh, dude, I guarantee you.
Yeah, it's like an army. So the only thing you can do, what I would do is you can't do anything about the stuff you can't do anything about. So just let that happen,
right?
And do stuff about the stuff you can do something about, like, you know, and just move forward, like, you know, and eventually it will.
No doubt.
It gets better every generation, I think, and it will get better. But there's too many like fights bang on. It's like, you know, I personally think America's in potential risk of a civil war, and you know that nobody wants that.
Well, you got to realize what, you know, when all that shit happened with the siege of the White House and all that, like they was letting motherfuckers just walk in the White House. Now, if you was black, ain't no mother. Hey, you saw the black dude got chased. There was even a cop in there. Like that should have showed you the irony of America.
Yeah.
How the people are burglarized, and he's a police officer inside of the Capitol by himself.
Yeah.
During a siege, why would they not? That is sad.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the trauma, like what happens too, unless a black person and a brown person become an officer, you know, the trauma is real. Like that shit, like every time I'm driving, like if I see a police officer, like I don't mind it, but everybody in the car around me, they'd be like, is he coming back for you? Or my kids even, they're like, and I'm like, y'all don't pay attention. Like, don't even pay attention. But it's sad because, you know, the trauma, typically every black person that drives a car, you got trauma from being pulled over, being searched. I've been searched and pulled over so many times. It's just like, since I've been driving cars, like it's just sad.
I know. It is sad, but like I say, I think as an observer, it'll get better, and the way it'll get better is if people can just, you know, rise above it, just keep concentrating on their own lives and forgetting about, like, it's not a nice thing to have to go through these things, but it is what it is.
It ain't. But that's why people like me and you can come together and create a. You know what I always wanted to do, man? I probably should get with you, man, but I always wanted to create, you know, like they got to have a process, man. Like I know how to deal with police officers. Like I never have like exactly like real extra problems. Like they only roughed me up and did shit because they thought I was somebody else. Like mistaken identity is a bad thing. They always do that. But besides that, when I'm talking with them, they see the intelligence. They see that, you know, I'm just like, okay, so you thought I was somebody else. Is that the problem? It's just that a lot of times, you know, with us, we so tired of being pulled over that react time to say like, is that the problem? 9 out of 10 would be like, man, I'm so fucking tired of you. And it's just like, see, now there's a disconnect. So we got to really break that barrier down. So I really always wanted to do like a step-by-step thing, like a quick video, you know what I mean? Just to pass to people.
Yeah, well, it takes people like yourself who have been outside or been in different environments.
I've been locked up for weed before too. So like, it's all right, bro. Like, and this is the thing. How you going, the state that I was locked up in, they try to do a whole bunch of extra other stuff because it was like a really town that no black people were in at all, right?
Yeah.
But the more the story was that the reason why I'm an advocate for it, because that same town and place, now they have recreational marijuana. Now they have, you know, I'm inside of a legal state in Michigan, so this is not illegal. Like I can grow 12 plants of my own in my backyard.
Yeah.
Where in some places you can't, but I mean, this is all legal. Like everything I do is legal now. And you know what I mean? And I think if I can show people the different parameters on how to be legal with it, I think that'll help too. But once again, that knowledge is not filtered to the community of the hood because they want to arrest them.
But it does need, you know, people like yourself, leaders, community leaders, people who've seen other things and know how to toe the line, know how to actually allow people to progress on from doing things illegally to actually, you know, listen, the game's changed. You know, let's make these things work for us. It's just like there's a lot of people making businesses out of selling illegal drugs, right? When they could just put as much effort into putting those systems in place, recruiting and training and managing and all of that, and actually make a living out of it. And sometimes there are some communities saying, well, we haven't got a chance, we haven't got a break in that. Well, sometimes you've got to make a chance. You got to force a chance. You got to make your way out. You got to do something different. And to say, I don't get a chance.
Yes.
Well, if you're building a business hustling on the street, and you can build a business hustling, in a nightclub or whatever,
Yeah.
selling
And
nightclub
those sometimes are your
promotions or
smartest
whatever.
people.
Yeah.
They're sometimes your smartest people because of the risk that they even have to take. So it's like, imagine being risk-free and building what you build.
And that's it. That story needs to be taught, to people, because I think people sometimes they do think they got no other option, but it's like, well, I always think to them, like, you put all of this time and effort and energy into building a business, which is what it is. It's just an illegal business. But if you're going to put all of that, an illegal business can be pulled at any time. You build a normal business, it takes longer and it's harder because the supply and demand is different. Yeah, there's more supply of other people doing legal businesses, and the demand isn't as much because it's being spread between all those businesses. And on the street corner, there's only the one on the street corner or whatever. The supply and demand is different, so it takes longer to build up. But once it's built up, it's not going to be taken away. So actually, it's much better to build one that takes longer, because every time you build a business, you end up with 3 years inside or whatever. Then you've got to start again. You never got to do that with a normal business. You could do your 3 years, build it, 3 years, you just keep building it for 10, 20, 30 years. Yeah. And then you're much further ahead of where you are doing this sort of like street corner business. So to me, I'm just like, community leaders, people need to teach other people that there is another way. You just gotta, it's harder, but the best things in life are always harder. You can't always take the easy route out. If you want to take the easy route out, then that's where you're going to end up in the shit.
If you want the easy route, you can't hang with me if you want the easy route. They already know that. So and that's another thing. I'm through my football camps, and I still run them. I'm actually gonna run a new one this year, but I've been doing them since 2009. I done raised over 5,000 kids nationwide through sports camps with no recognition, with no other help. Me taking care of these kids. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a partner way back when. He used to play in the NFL, but shit got messy with him. And I don't like the way people operate when they think that they're on a different pedestal. I'll cut ties and I'll do my own shit. And that's what I've been doing since.
Well, I don't like that either. Anyone who thinks they're above everyone else or special, we're all as special as each other at the end of the day. We're all equal.
That's it. That's it.
But those kids, the thing is, you don't need no recognition. Yeah. It's always nice to have a bit of recognition, but the people who will recognize
the best recognition that they gave me.
Those kids.
Yeah, the best.
Those kids will recognize. They'll recognize. They know what you've done for them. They're the most important people. You know what I mean? If you can help some of them get onto the right path.
Exactly, yes, sir. And with the kids, though, what I was trying to say is, what you say? I'm just so excited because you said a key point. Like, they're truly our future, and also those kids. I didn't get paid nothing, and I was like, whatever, I still go, right? But through those kids, the guy with his tree and his cannabis advocate and war against drugs, I'm against all that shit because of this. I have an NAACP award. That is one of the highest awards a black man, any black woman, anybody black in America, black and brown, you can get. I have that award, and I'm still overlooked. And I'm still overlooked for what? All because I won't kiss nobody ass because the hood don't kiss ass. I got to go talk to a group of people that have been shunned. So if I can get them to understand that you're not shunned and they're going to accept you, they'll trust me before they will somebody else outside the community. Yeah. I've always been the bridge. You know what I'm saying? So yeah man, I'm just gonna keep being the bridge, bro.
Well, you gotta keep being the bridge. Give me 2 seconds. I've just had someone knock the door, so I'm gonna put you on pause a minute. I'll put you on pause.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you were saying, the most important people that need to recognize you is the people who. There'll be people who you manage to get on the right path and be able to inspire them to do other things. And they'll recognize that, and that's the most important people. Whether you get
every time I see them,
yeah, exactly.
The best gratification for me is like when you say build within. Like, so when me taking these kids and these single mothers, I do shoe giveaways. I have a garden and I give away, stuff out of my garden all the time to bums and people, with families that don't have nothing because. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I know. Like, I feel inside, that's what I'm supposed to do. So, like, I'll be in line if I got like $10 in my hand and I was going to buy something. If somebody in front of me ain't looking right, I already know that they need it. You know what I'm saying? I just give it to them, bro. Like I've done that my whole life, and I don't never want nothing in return for it. It's just how God made me.
Well, that's the same. That's the same as me. At the end of the day, I help entrepreneurs all the time, and I don't charge them for it. I just give them advice, tips, connections, whatever I can. Because the way I look at it is, what goes around comes around anyway. So at some point when I need a favor in the future, I know it'll come because you look after people, they look after you, or whatever. At the end of the day, I just know by doing right, what comes around, what goes around comes around. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think
Yes, sir.
anyway, if it doesn't even come round, what does it matter? You've helped somebody, like, you know what I mean? So for
Exactly.
me, I'm always about trying to give people a leg up and a step up, a bit of information, a bit of advice and that. And, the people are like, well, what's your reward for it or whatever? I'm like, well, my reward is seeing them do well. That's my reward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What else do I need? You know what I
Well,
mean?
too, and then like the reward, I think, like you said, the reward is seeing that because it means more to me when I see the people I don't work with through these years and these moms and the kids, and when I see them out and about, the first thing they do is Chief Skillz, Chief, yeah, teach me, coach. I want to learn. I do all kinds of little chants with them, and they remember that, right? So I can't go out to eat even. Like anytime we go out, my girl knows as soon as we go out to eat, we go do anything, like they just gotta come to the table. You feel me? Like that is the best shit ever because I don't ever want to be known as a celebrity. I just want to be me,
Yeah.
But I want you to I always be approachable. So I'm always approachable.
And appreciate appreciate. That's all you need for the people. Like I say, I don't want to be appreciated by the authorities or government or any of that sort of stuff. But the people I'm doing stuff for, that's all you want is a bit of appreciation. And even if they don't appreciate it sometimes, as long as they go on and do something with the information, then that's fine. You know what I mean? But the ones who appreciate is good because they're the ones who really do understand what you've done for them. Like, you know what I mean? And
I got a buddy. I got a cat right now. He plays safety right now for Central Michigan University, CMU Chippewas, right?
Yeah.
He was at my football camp back in 2013, and he was there, and he had some shoes while playing football. You ain't gonna have the grip, just like playing soccer. You gotta have those cleats.
Studs.
Right, studs. Yeah, he ain't had no studs now. He just out there in shoes, and he didn't fall, and he just had some of the best footwork. And I always told him he was gonna be special. Keep working, you're gonna be special. I was like, because you act like me. I was an All-American, and I can tell by body movements. And I personal train too, so I do a whole bunch of stuff that makes sense because that gives flexibility. But what happened was, now he's about to be a senior this next upcoming year.
Yeah,
my boy is he's gonna be either between 1 and 4 rounds, 1 through 4th rounds of the NFL draft. He'll be drafted.
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
So I got a lot of stories that are like that, and I got some some didn't make it out. Yeah, I had a camper. I done had people pass away in time. So, I done been through so much with what I do, but I keep going because they keep needing it. You feel me? Yeah. That's why Clubhouse so easy, because I've been doing this my whole life, and they like, well, why do you call it a tribe? Why do you? I was like, because Chief Skillz is known nationwide, man. I see kids in California and Florida with my T-shirts on. Some of them wear it just to wear, but some of them because they ain't got no clothes, bro.
Yeah.
So,
But so it's good. For me, it sounds like you're the same as me. For me, making an impact and leaving a legacy is far more important than making a load of money. Just leave a legacy, make a difference. You already got one shot at life. You might as well come here and make a difference, than just blend in with the background and disappear at the end.
Man, Eric Thomas said it best. If you want success as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. I was like, ever since I heard that quote, I've been using that I've been using that forever. And I use that every day. Eric Thomas affected me with that one. But I'm my own version. Like, I don't want to be Eric Thomas, though. We do some of the same work. And I like Gary Vee, too. I like Gary Vee a lot. But I don't want to be them. You know what I'm saying? I love them all. I'm a bit like Gary Vee. I'm a marketer, but I'm also a bit like Grant Cardone as well, sales. But I'm a bit more in the middle of the two because I do both. You feel me? I just got my own swag, man. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, because the younger crowds, that millennials that they can't reach, they'll listen to Chief.
Yeah.
Because I'm only 5'6", so a lot of them, they think I'm old as them.
They think you're just a few years older, like, or whatever. But
but that's a good thing.
I'm trying to do my thing for the UK because, like, a lot of the big guys in the world on a world stage, they're all American. So I'm like, well, that's not fair. You know what I mean? You know,
No doubt.
if it's the Olympics,
We got a voice too,
Britain's winning
shit.
some gold medals as well. We gotta get up on the right stages and win some awards
That's
too.
right.
So I'm looking at that thinking, well,
Yeah.
for little old Wales, I'm gonna get myself on a global platform. You know, that's why I'm on Clubhouse every day. You know, 17 hours a day.
What's 17 hours a day?
I used to be on 20 hours a day. I'm on there 17 hours a day
Shit.
most days. Yeah, I'm on there most days.
I was complaining about being on there 3 hours a day, 3 hours a day for 5 days.
My phone give up telling me how long I'm on social media and how much phone time I'm spending. My phone
Bruh, you
gives up
my
on that.
guy. You
I
my
do a
guy.
24-hour a day room, like, you know, and other than when I'm on
Well,
podcasts, I do about two or
so
three of
Mike,
them a day. You know?
Mike, we gotta get when you man, we gotta get you to America, bro. You just gotta come to America.
Oh, I am going to
This is
come
the
to America. I'm coming. I'm planning on coming either this year or definitely next year. But my mission
okay.
is
That's what I'm.
Yeah, my mission
Go
is
ahead.
to become a global speaker and speak on stages around the world. But to make that happen, I got to crack America first, like the Beatles. You know, like all the
This what
pop
gotta
stars. You got to break
exactly.
America
That's
first.
what I'm trying to tell you. So
Yeah,
this was gotta happen. I know a lot of people here, like a lot of people,
yeah, yeah,
and you know a lot of people.
yeah.
Me and you need to keep on working and cross platforming with each other
Yes, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
now what's gonna happen is it's gonna be where you're supposed to be, bro. I know a lot of people, Mike, and they like you,
yeah,
man. They like your voice too.
yeah.
Yes,
Well, that's it. Well, I got some chief skills as well. Let's see. So the chief skills got to multiply together. The compound effect.
sir.
Yeah, I got loads of
Yes,
skills
sir.
too. Different skills to
Big
you, but
gorilla.
still a load of skills. Yeah.
The skills, bro. Like
All
okay,
skills.
skills. In order to have skills, you got to be like my man. He was from overseas, but he live in America. You know the one that did the movie Taken. Remember my dude?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Liam Neeson.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
man. That motherfucker right there. He. After hey, he will make you think right differently. You feel me?
yeah,
And that's kind of and he had. You got to have a special set of skills,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's what I knew.
I love
Skills
that
was
film. I
real.
love that bit is the best bit of the film when he says, "I've got a certain set of skills and I know how to use
Oh
them."
yes, oh, that's my shit, bro.
Yeah,
That gets me so excited every time. Like I'm going out to play football again. I love that, man. That is so motivative, man. And then Leonidas in
yeah,
300,
yeah.
certain shit. If I
Oh,
could play
yeah,
that in one, like had all those skits lined up, that'd be the hypest shit ever, man.
yeah. Definitely,
And then
definitely. Well, I
you
am.
got to sprinkle some of me and you in though. You got to sprinkle me and you
Yeah,
in,
exactly,
and that's
exactly.
the funny part. Me and you got the voices that'll
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
be better than and their shit in some of their own skits. I promise you.
yeah,
People
yeah,
tell me
yeah.
that shit all the time. I thought
Oh,
my
yeah,
voice
no.
was normal, but they're like, nah.
Well, as I say, your voice is normal, and my voice is normal to me. It just sounds like what it does. But to other people, they're like, oh, they love the Welsh accent. Like, you know, they sound like a Celtic warrior or whatever,
Right.
you know, because I
Damn
suppose it's
right.
just different. Like, you know, I got a very deep voice, I suppose, but it just
Yeah.
sounds normal to me.
And that's what I'm saying, but it ain't though. To me,
Oh,
you heard it from one of the first things I said. I'm like, yo, because I got I wear the Bose headphones when I'm doing my zooms and shit.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that Bose, I could hear you clear as day. Like I almost feel like we is on Clubhouse because like you sound the same. One thing I've always heard is that I sound the same in person as I do in all this, and everybody else says they don't sound the same. So that might be a skill too that me and you have.
yeah, yeah. Or maybe just I think because I got a deep voice, you got quite deep voice as well, I would say. So
Yeah, so I don't know
maybe the
how.
deep voice, is you know, the bass or something comes across more. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't even
I
think I
don't know.
sound Welsh. I don't even think I
I,
sound
that,
Welsh, but everyone tells me like, oh, they love my Welsh accent. And I'm like,
hey,
I don't
Mike, I
even.
got a question.
What's that?
What do you know about the white Howards over there? When I say the white Howards, the Caucasian Howards, when I looked up Howard last name,
Yeah,
the coat of arms
yeah,
is red and white, and there's a Castle Howard. I don't know nothing about my Howard last name, obviously, but I'm just saying with me having, that DNA, I 10.2 Irish British, and it's like broadly European and some other shit. So I know obviously I'm dead. And it's just like that person was 100% European from 1770 to 1860. That person was, my ancestor
yeah,
was Irish British
yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Do you know if you've had any relatives? You don't know from your family tree if you had any relatives in Europe or the UK?
No, they haven't. That's what I need more. That's why I hope that they get like people over there do it more, so that way they can get me over there. I have a couple that I found, a couple family members that I actually did find over there.
Well, the thing is,
But
there's been a lot of
there's more to it.
yeah, there's been a lot of Brits and Irish that have gone to America, haven't they? So maybe somebody come from Britain or Ireland, like 200 years ago or 300 years
Good
ago,
point.
and maybe had an affair with one of your. It could be that way, yeah. So it may not be.
Yeah.
It may not be that one of your relatives was in Britain or Ireland, but maybe
it could be that
one of the British or Irish come to America and had an affair or a relationship or whatever with one of your ancestors. Yeah, that would be, and then if it's been diluted a few times since then, that would be why it would be 10%. Yeah.
I have a cousin named, he's my third to sixth cousin. His name is Drew Paget. He lives in Sheffield. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, Sheffield's North England.
Dude, this is cool. Hey, I gotta show you. Man, this is cool. I gotta show you my cousin. Look at him. Drew Paget is his name. I'm on 23andMe because I just thought about like, hey, let me see what he's saying.
Okay, yeah.
That's my cousin.
Okay, yeah.
And he's my third.
He looks like he's from England. He looks English to me.
Oh, he lives there. That's where he is. There it is.
He looks English. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Sheffield, United Kingdom.
Yeah, that's the Blade City. That is the Steel City, they call it. It's where they
they
used to make a lot of steel, and they made.
See, that's where we are right there. This is me.
Yeah.
And this is my brother. So that don't count. That's my brother.
No, yeah.
This is the first cousin. He's really right here. Like we're
they're
close.
Fourth cousin. Like he's basically like he's like a grandchild, same as you are. You're both grandchildren of something like your great grandfather or something.
Yeah.
Great grandmother.
So we're both grandfathers.
Yeah. You shared a great grandfather or something like that. That's what
That's awesome.
four cousins down is, isn't it? It's like or it may be like one of your grandparents' brother siblings or something. Yeah, he could be the grandson. You're the grandson of your grandfather, and he might be the grandson of one of your grandfather's brothers or something like that. That's usually like 3 or 4 cousins down.
I got you. Okay, now that makes a lot more sense. I get it now. I got
you. It's not that, it basically means you're close in family. You just gone down a different branch of the tree.
Yeah, for sure.
From about 2 or 3 generations back, you would have just got split down the tree at some point. That's how close the 3rd or 4th cousin is. It's not that far away. Like, you know what I mean? You only think.
Nah, that's why I asked you.
It means 2 or 3 parents up. They were brothers and sisters, and then you just got split down the tree a little bit, like, So you're still fairly related. You're pretty related, like, 4th cousin.
That's just so cool because I know he sounds like you. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, that's pretty, man. That's so cool.
Yeah. Well,
I was just thinking about that. I was like,
You'll have to do an Eddie Murphy retake and do Come Into the UK. Like he was doing Come Into.
Hell yeah.
What made me think of that is that's an old film. I seen it 30 years ago, but they just made this.
They have the new one.
They just made the new one, haven't they? Like, so that's what made me think about it.
Coming to the UK. I'm coming to the UK, baby. I'm going to find my family, man. I can't wait. I have thousands of family members, but I have the haplogroup. See, this is why I know I'm special, and the reason why I'm different. I'm from the EV38 gene of Ramses III. So with that gene, and then I come down to the what is it, DM145, and they can't decide in that origination, was it in West Africa or was it Asian? You know what I mean? As far as that person, with that, and all that is rare haplogroups. Like I'm rare in the world. Like me and certain people share the same like haplogroup. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. I haven't done mine. I know my immediate heritage is quite rich. I've got England, Ireland, and Scotland in it. And the English.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm proper Celtic warrior. I got the full mix, like,
Real, yeah, I was about to say you real, yeah.
I'm the full mix of British, like, which is, I got the the trait. I got quite a lot of traits because the part of England which I'm associated with as well is the same part you're associated with, which is my grandfather was from Goole, which is in Yorkshire, which is where Sheffield is. Sheffield's Yorkshire as well. Sheffield is South Yorkshire. Goole is South Yorkshire as well. So not million. My grandfather come from a place not far from Sheffield where your cousin is, yeah. And Yorkshire, out of all of England, Yorkshire is like quite high up. It's north, and it's actually part of the sort of original Celtic bit of England. So
I watch a lot of movies. I know what you're at. Yeah.
So the Celtic bit of Yorkshire is where all the tough, like it's where Sean Bean's from. Sean Bean's from Sheffield. You know, he's one of the biggest Hollywood stars from the UK. Like, you know, Sean Bean.
Hell yeah.
You know? And he's from Sheffield as well. And he's a Yorkshireman. So Yorkshires are known as having grit, Yorkshire steel, yeah. And the Yorkshire grit, there's a lot of miners up there and stuff. So it's quite a hard place. And obviously Wales is quite a hard place. Ireland is quite a hard place. And Scotland's hard place, yeah. And the rest of England's a bit more softer, if you like. So even the part of England I'm from is the harder place. But actually, my surname Armstrong, which originates from Yorkshire, it actually started out in a clan in Scotland. So I'm actually part Scottish as well, but from the clan, it moved. My name originates from Scotland.
Oh, okay,
I cover Scotland, Northern England, Wales, and Ireland in my genes, and that's just my immediate genes that I know about. That's just like my grandparents. Right. So like when you take it to layers beyond that, I could be from anywhere, but I know I'm pretty Celtic, like, you know, I'm pretty British, and I'm quite proud of that heritage.
So in other words, like when they were coming down, when we were coming down, right?
Yeah.
I was a part of that shit.
Yeah.
I am a true warrior. I knew it because of my African heritage. You know, I'm 37% Nigerian, but I have 7 other African ethnicities in me, Guinea and you know, a whole bunch of different just along that coast, and which makes sense.
Africa, most of Africa would have a bit, because there's so many countries in Africa. There's so much like cross-border.
Congolese, I have 8.
Whatever, like,
I have 8 different Africans in me, 8 different Africans, and then I also have Austronesian, and then I'm Kaimar, all the stuff Moana, and then part Chinese and Filipino as well. So when I look at me, I'm like, holy shit, I can see all that shit.
But yeah, no, it's interesting though. You know, I like
awesome
looking at your heritage and stuff. And I'm a global citizen. It wouldn't care to me whatever my heritage was. It's just nice to identify with bits of it, if you like. And I definitely identify with the bits of me that are Irish. I know the bits. I talk a lot. I drink a lot. That's definitely Irish. I also like to travel.
Yeah,
it's definitely Irish. Like, yeah.
And then, of course, I love it.
I'm very competitive and very sporty and very sort of rugged, and that's the Yorkshire. That's the Yorkshire steel bit of, you know. Put it this way, right? In the Olympics in 2012, Yorkshire on its own as a country in the table would have been something like 7th or 8th in the table. Nearly all the medals Britain won as a country come from Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Yorkshire's a massive like sporting capital of the UK. Yeah, because it's very cold and it's very like damp conditions, and like, so when you go out cycling, it's all hills and stuff. So the terrain lends itself. Like a lot of the Iron Men are from Yorkshire. A lot of the cyclists are from Yorkshire. You know, the tough fellas, the real tough people.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I watch them on ESPN all the time.
Yeah, and I'm bloody from Yorkshire as well, and that is. You know, the grit that I got, the fact that I'm like do 20 hours a day, day in, day out. You don't knock me off course. That's the Yorkshire grit in me, like, you know. So I got the Irish chatting, the talking, and the negotiation, the wheeling and dealing, the traveling, the drinking, and then I got the Yorkshire stubborn determination, the grit, you know, and that is my heritage.
This is amazing.
These are all stereotypes of these places, but I got them in me. So sometimes you're opposite to the stereotypes. So the reason stereotypes exist is because they are a genuine thing, like, you know.
And they're genuine observation.
Yeah, they're genuine observation of those people, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not very emotional. My ex-missus used to call me an emotional retard. Basically, I have no emotions. Yeah.
Hey, my girl tell you, she'd be like, why do you not, like, did that not affect you? I'm like, it's all right.
I'm just like,
and I don't mean nothing by it. I'm not being an asshole.
No, it's just I don't mean nothing. Like, you know, it's just like I'm not letting things affect me. I'm not getting emotional. I'm just going.
Yeah, you know? I don't have time to get emotional. Yeah, I don't have time for it.
I've been a leader all my life, and sometimes I'm like, I have my moments to be emotional, once a year or
Right.
once a decade or something, that one
Oh yeah,
film.
every once in a while I spaz. Yeah, every once in a while I spaz. In the United States we say you spaz. I'll spaz the fuck out here and there sometime. I'll spaz, bro. I will.
No, I don't mind being emotional. I'm not emotional, like frightened by emotion. I just don't get emotional. I'm a
Nah.
positive thinker. I'm a positive person. Rather than break down and cry, and usually that's I've lost hope. I've lost everything. I've lost the negotiation. I've lost
Right.
all things. I'm just
Let's
going
give
to
up.
cry. Then it's the only thing I've got left. I'm like, no,
Yeah, I don't be
just
having time
drive
to cry.
forward, or I'll negotiate forward. I'll do something. I never run out of things to do to have to just because crying
Nah.
often it's like a thing of frustration because you can't do anything. I'm like, there's never a situation I cannot do anything in. So I'm not going to break down and
Yeah.
cry. I'm just going to just keep plowing forward. Like, you know what I mean?
That's all I know. That's
Yeah,
all I know.
that's all I know. Like, so it's like I don't apologize for not crying because a lot of the time, like I say, crying is like when you run out of options and you're just like, well, I got nothing to do. Not always, but there's a lot of scenarios. Like, it's like I've given in.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do, so I'm just going to
Yeah.
cry. I'm like, I don't give in, so I
I
don't get
give
to
up.
emotions.
I mean, sometimes it sounds like giving up. That's why I feel like crying is that sometimes too. But I mean, ain't nothing wrong with crying. Some men
No,
do cry, and I'll be like, go
yeah,
ahead. But some men just don't
I
naturally
know
cry, and
there's nothing.
I think me and you like that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with crying. You just won't see me do it very much. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing
Me
wrong with it.
personally, yeah.
I have cried.
Right.
I've
Everybody
cried
else,
when I left my ex-wife and the kids and stuff. There are times,
yeah.
when you got little
Right.
girls or whatever, kids, or there's certain things that you'd have to be a monster not to cry over. There's some things that happen, and they're emotional. But the vast
Right.
majority of things that other people cry over, I won't cry over because crying is often I give up. Then I've given up on the argument, or I've given up on the situation, or
Yep.
whatever. And you won't see me give up on much, like, you know what I mean? Which is why and a lot of times I'm not going to cry.
I dig it.
I'm too busy working on the solution to be crying. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
focused on
I
something
got a lot
else.
of shit to do.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's the way I look at it.
That's the thing about being an entrepreneur as well.
Yeah,
Me you were talking earlier, and I was going to mention a few things that I do, and it's just like I probably still left out another 6 or 7 things, but you know what?
yeah,
That's why I supplies my wants and needs by doing more hustle. So
yeah,
therefore, if I'm lacking over here, I can go to this hustle, and that'll take care of that situation. Like
yeah.
that's just what it is. Like, and like we said before, if you can apply what you learn, because being from the streets and shit like that, if you can apply what you've been doing with, taking care of the community your own way, man, put that shit to legal use, bro, and let me help you with that shit.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
that's just what I want to do. Like you said, bro, like that's the moral of the story, though.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I've been hustling since I was 11. I've been, I was my mum and dad
Right.
got divorced at 8. I was a single. I had a single mum. I just hustled. Started buying and
Yep.
selling stuff, and I never stopped. And I was 11.
Never stop.
It's like 32 years, like, you know what I mean? 32 years I've been doing it.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'll do it another 32 years. It's all I know. I only know that. So it's just, I've
Yeah.
gone from hustling sweets and, I used to record Sky movies and sell them in school and stuff like that. I gone from
So
hustling like
whatever.
that. And now I hustle like
Yeah.
trying to get onto global stages, and, I'm trying to get a
That
global
part.
sponsor for my podcast. And the hustles, they're bigger hustles, but they're still the same hustle.
Yeah. I feel that. I feel that, man. I feel that. Nah, I feel that completely, brother.
Yeah, definitely.
All
So,
the time. Because I mean, I was pumping gas in Detroit, out in the hood with, a lot of times the dope dealers and shit, they had the best cars. So when they pull up
yeah,
to the gas stations and shit, we just wait at the gas station. And when they came there, we go ahead and take care of their cars. And then after that, we would like wipe down the windshield and shit like that. Cause they give us $5 tip, $2 tip, all
yeah,
that. So that was what we do. We wait all day until he
yeah,
came back. You know what I'm saying? It might be one car. We all fighting for that one car just to get some change.
yeah, definitely. But
For real, fighting each other like bow, bow. Like, yeah, I gotta get this dollar.
you got to start somewhere, haven't you? Once you learn how to hustle, you learn how to sell and negotiate and make a buck.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It never leaves you, really. It's
Nah, that shit
you
in
know,
you.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I can't really work for nobody else because I don't do well with authority on top of that because I have a different way all the time. Like I just can't help it. Like my mind don't allow me to be controlled. You know what
no,
I'm saying?
no, I can't do it either. I can do it for a while, but I like to do my own things my own way at my own time and
Yes,
my own
sir.
steam. You know what I mean? It's just don't like being told what to do. I have had bosses in the past. I worked in a company for 10 years. I got promoted 9 times in 6 years. they pretty much let me do what I wanted to do, and that was fine. I think they identified that it's probably best not telling me what to do and just let me do it, like, But eventually then they started getting corporate, and it was all like, meetings about meetings about meetings, you had to have a meeting to decide what you wanted to discuss in the meeting. And stuff like that. I'm just like, I can't do this. I just, when I see a problem, I want to just solve it. I don't need to have a meeting about whether I'm going to be able to solve it or not. I just want to solve it. Like, you know what I mean? So eventually, when you get into too big a structure and they clip your wings and you can't do anything, then I'm just like, I'm off now. I can't be handling this, like, you know what I mean? Trying to have a meeting to discuss with people who don't even know about the problem or the solution, whether we should implement the problem or the solution. I'm like, I can't be bothered telling you don't know anything about it. Like, I'm just gonna do it, like, But yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah, no doubt, brother.
But
anyway, that's good information.
Yeah, it's that's what it really annoys me, and that's what corporate life's like after a while. You can't, like, what really used to annoy me, some people just still do it now. The email complaints or conversations back and forth between two departments or something, and rather than just going to meet each other and getting it done in 5 minutes, you spend like 3 days going back and forth arguing over like stuff. That's what the corporate world's like. And I'm like, I would have like 2 or 3 conversations, and I'd be like, I can see this is going to be like one of these back and forth over time conversations. So I just get up, go into the other department or whatever, and have a chat with them, sort it out in 5 minutes. So many people don't do that, and that's why like so much time is wasted in the corporate world because of email chains and meetings about pre-meetings about other meetings. You know what I mean? And then you end up in a meeting and nobody knows what they're bloody meeting about.
Not at all. And in the district, and I was like, the district managers did so much extra stuff. Like they would add in their own stuff and you do it their way. And then it'd filter down that they told you wrong. And then, no, they didn't do it wrong. It was you that did it wrong.
Yeah.
No, he told me to do it this way, corporate wise. And it's just like, all right, I'll be my own boss.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. But anyway, I think I'm not sure how long we've done. I can't remember what time we started, but
it's all good, man. It's been great. We got to do it again, man. We got to do it again, man.
Definitely, we'll do it again. But just to leave everyone with some ways of getting in touch with you if they like what they hear and they want to do a bit of business or they want to follow you or connect with you in some way. How do they do that? Where's the best places for them to go?
Yeah, the best way to connect with me, you go chiefskillstribe.com. That's the website, chiefskillstribe.com, all together. And that'll give you the links to get to my Instagram, my Twitter. You can actually sign up for my tribe on there. Maybe we could talk about what we want to negotiate and do together. There's a section for that. There's also a section that gives you the information, gives you a quick bio on me and all that good stuff. So honestly, chiefskillstribe.com. I'm also on Clubhouse at Chief Skillz. You can see me on there. And I just made a club today. So join my club, man. So Just come on there and holler at me.
Chief Skillz Tribe, is it the club?
Yes. Yeah. Chief Skillz Tribe. Yes, sir.
Okay, brilliant. And what sort of people, there's a lot of people listening and watching my YouTube and that sort of thing.
Okay.
And there will be more over the years as I keep growing it. Who are the sort of people you'd love to reach out and connect with you, on your website? What are the sort of people you like to do business with or you want to get to know? What sort of people are they?
Yeah, the sort of people like me, like I'm unapologetically me. And I'm definitely a cannabis advocate, war on drugs, systemic racism, all that shit is true, man. And I'm against all that shit. So you people that think that's a bunch of bullshit, get with me, because I don't sugarcoat shit neither. Come on and get with me, because I like to keep it so real, because I'm from a place where, you know what I'm saying, if you out here lying, you might not be coming back to tell another lie. So it's all about being honest and being yourself. That's me. And then once we link up, we just make it happen. So I would love to link, but like, I don't know, I like to sit down with Oprah. Definitely want to sit down with Oprah, because she done did some stuff through the years, and she's a self-made billionaire. She'd be the number one person to sit down with. And then after that, I always wanted to go to Brazil. I want to go hang out in Brazil for like a long time, because all of our ancestors are there.
Yeah, it looks like a great place to go partying as well, doesn't it? And they got some mighty fine-looking women as well, just between me and you.
They definitely do. Definitely got that. And they definitely took like people straight from Africa over there. So like all that mixing through the years is all of us over there. So like that is actually the international hub. And I just want to go. And then also too,
Rio Carnival. You know, the Rio
Yes,
Carnival.
sir. Rio. Yeah, that right there. And people that like to do stuff with kids, and kids and mothers, like and fathers too. Like I like to buy a new pair of shoes. So if you're into giving away, hit me up because I love to give away shoes and clothes and all that type of stuff to families, especially up here in Michigan where it's hard at. Our shoes, they get worn out more and all that because you got salt on the ground. And I mean, y'all know what it is with snow. But there's other areas where they don't have to worry about that. And it's just like a lot of these kids went the whole winter in shoes and with no boots, you know what I'm saying? And I be trying to do the best I can to get them more stuff. So if you're just a real person, holler at me, man. And that's really what it is. And I definitely want to meet you though. I'm trying to come to your house and kick it.
Yeah, well, if ever you come to the UK, let me know and I'll meet up with you. We go partying somewhere, maybe in
That's
Sheffield.
all I'm trying to do. I need some ale. I need some ale. Hook me up.
Hey, I need some myself. Like, you know, I love partying, I love drinking, but I love drinking in company. You know, I don't like drinking in the house on my own. I have a couple of cans here and there, but I don't get
here and there,
drunk.
but it's not the same.
I don't get properly
I'm
drunk.
with
Let's
you.
go out and properly get drunk and party. Like, you know what I mean? A proper session.
Let's do it, man. Let's do a real session, man. We got to have some gas, though. We got to have some good smoke, though.
Yeah. Well,
we got to have me some good smoke. Chief, need that good smoke. You see the letters is in smoke. We got to have some good smoke now.
Yeah, well, it's not legal in the UK, so.
And some of those companies too. I mean, if you in the 420, you a cannabis advocate like myself, really reach to me, man. I got a lot of ideas. I'm doing stuff now. So if you're in the cannabis industry, you know what I'm saying? You obviously know I love to smoke and CBD, hemp, all that good stuff. I'm open to all of that. I just learned a lot about that through Clubhouse. So thank Clubhouse for that. I'm into that. So, you know, I mean, I don't mind promoting and looking out for you. I got my own, but I mean, I like looking out with other people. So I'm really an influencer. People listen to me. So if you have a good product, let me put it out there with you and we can partner.
Yeah, I tell you a person who could do with your help, actually. She's a good friend of mine. She's from Nigeria. So, you know, that's 37%, you know, related. Well, you said 37%.
I'm there.
But she's Nigerian anyway. She's a good friend of mine, Alexandra, Hugo.
Oh.
And she sells a product called Black Soap. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's a organic product. Yeah. Natural organic product. Yeah. Made from plantain and honey and lots of natural ingredients in Africa.
Oh, man.
Yeah? And she's just starting to ship it internationally now. So she's been selling it around Africa. But she's sold some to Scandinavia. She's done some to, I think, America. And she's just done some to the UK recently. And she's looking to grow that business globally. So, you know, you could be a brand advocate for her.
I would love to.
Yeah, so check her out. She's called Alexandra Hugo on Clubhouse. Okay. Alexandra, not yeah, so Alex.
Okay.
And then Alexander is ER, but Alexandra is RA. Yeah, she's Alexandra. Alexandra Hugo, UGO, and she got a product called Black Soap. And she just started a club called the Black Soap Queen. Yeah. Okay. And she's looking for people to just help promote her product. And she's got.
I got her. I got a podcast and everything too. Yeah. So
she's got triplets plus one, so she's got 4 kids. Yeah, and she's just splitting up with her fella at the moment as well, I think, or going through a bit of a unhappy time. So she needs a bit of help with, you know, promoting her product. And
link me up, man. Link me up with her. I need her. I need to find her.
Yeah, definitely. I think you could be a good brand advocate because I'm pretty sure. Well, her black soap is for. It's not just for black skin. It's for black and white skin. But I'm pretty sure you'll know a lot of the black community all over America, but Michigan and all of that would probably want to get behind,
support her.
Get behind that.
Yeah, we're gonna want to get behind her for sure.
Yeah,
exactly. And I'll do all of my power, and I got the right people to help me do it. I'll put her on my website and everything. We're gonna get her taken care of. Yes, sir.
Yeah, exacher So she's a good friend of mine. She comes in my clubhouse. So I'll
all right, sweet.
I'll send you her name, her clubhouse name to your Instagram, and then you can check her out on Clubhouse and tell her I sent you. And
I will.
Yeah, there's a good guy in the UK, Darren, who's a coach who's bought a product recently, and he loves it. He's done a video testimonial on how good it was. Yeah, so it's a really good product. It is as well, you know. So.
Oh man, that's great news. Great news. Didn't know I was gonna walk into that. That's great news, brother.
Nice
Yeah, I'm
one.
a clean dude too, man. Yeah, I gotta have that soap, bro, because I'm a clean
Yeah,
dude.
well,
I don't listen.
this soap
I
lathers
take a
up.
lot of showers, bro.
It lathers up a lot, this stuff too. So you want to get yourself a pot. It comes in a big pot as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm a
yeah, you're
fly
itching to
guy.
go.
You know, I'm a fly dresser,
I can
man.
smell
Fly
it from
dresser.
here. I can see it and
I'm a
smell it
fly
from here.
dresser, man. Yeah, man. You understand me?
Hey, you got all the skills. Use
That's
fly.
it, baby.
Use proper fly.
That's it. That's it,
Well,
baby.
it's been great having you on the podcast. Anyway, love your
Oh, man, it's
vibe,
been
love your
great.
energy, and yeah, if anything, you got anything going on again, and you want to come back on,
Okay.
you know,
I'd love
my
to.
friends can always come back on and talk about whatever they want to. So,
Well, I'm gonna come back in about. Well, my birthday's on 4/20, so I definitely want to go around there around the time around that because we have an event here in Michigan for my birthday. So
yeah, I'm trying to think as well. I got another clubhouse friend in Michigan. I'm trying to think who it is now. Michigan. Oh, I think he might be my mate who's he plays baseball. I think of his name now. He's a new friend of mine, but he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. He's only young in his 20s or whatever. He plays baseball.
Oh wow.
A nice kid.
Wow.
He's from Michigan
Yeah,
as well.
we big into baseball up here. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he plays baseball, but he's also an entrepreneur. He wants to be a comedian. And I think he is a comedian and he wants to be an entrepreneur, I think. But yeah, he's from
that's
Michigan
awesome.
as well. He's in my room as well, youngster, like, you know. So
yeah, I love youngsters, man.
Yeah. No worries. Well, have a great day. Yeah, enjoy your full day because I only got a couple of hours left of mine, but you still got.
It's all good, bro. Well, get out there and sip one, man. Get out there and sip one, G.
Yeah, definitely. You have a great day.
All right, brother.
I'll catch
Stay
you
blessed,
on
man.
Clubhouse. All right.
Hey, and I love the UK. Y'all get in touch with me, man.
No worries. All the best. Cheers. Ta-da.
All right, brother.
Bye.